All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 95. And I usually pull up a list of things that would happen in 1995, games, whatever. But it's actually the PlayStation 1, still to this day, besides VR, my favorite console of all time. What is up, you guys? My name is AJ. So good to see you. I was out last week. I've been out for a minute. I've been very ill lately, and I'm still not 100%, but I'm good enough to go. I'm not sick anymore. I just don't really have all my energy. I worked 10 hours today. Woohoo! Doesn't matter. The show must go on. This is, of course, Interactive Chat, our weekly Solo Man podcast, where we talk about everything: news, reviews, announcements, trailers, PC support, updates, predictions, PSSR, back in the PSSR. Yeah, man. Lots of stuff going on. Man, I picked a heck of a week to be out. I really wanted to do a show last week, but I was just way too sick. But thank you guys so much for your kindness, your support, your generosity as always, man. You guys are just the absolute best community ever. And we're going to make up for it today, so strap in because there is a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff to talk about. Some big hitting topics, all sorts of things. Yesterday, PlayStation VR2 got its very first game to add PSSR support, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Also known as, like we like to call it, Wicked Pisser. With No Man's Sky, one of the GOATs, one of the greatest games ever made, the best exploration game ever made. Fight me. Super exciting. I'm going to break down kind of why that's important, what that means. Because there is a significance to that. It's not just necessarily about No Man's Sky. I mean, that game always gets amazing updates. But it's also about the future of what we could potentially see. And I've got some comparisons. A couple other things going on. We're going to be talking some flat games today. Flat games, you guys. Okay. It's all in the name of science. But I played the Lumines Arise demo, which is now available, and I played Flatout 4, which I grabbed for 67 cents, and going to share my thoughts on those. And then, a couple other things. But this is, of course, Interactive Chat, where I like to interact with you guys and say, what is up? I have missed you. To Chrome to the Dome Colossus, yeah, buddy. Jamie Slark, Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat, Elite Name Squad in the house, Flame Hat, the Game Cat, Fire, Alahembe, D Undery, the 2Y Underground Stranger Game Cat. Let's go, baby. I'm just lost so many viewers and subscribers. I'm sorry. It was worth it. Scott, the PSVR Game Cap for life. Hello. Glad to see you again as well, my friend. Silver Nexus, what is up? Says hello, PSVR Underground. Is glad to be with you all. You as well, my friend. Druzen14, but I'm going to call you Druzen USA or Druzen California. Or Druzen World, says No Man's Sky update. Woohoo! Yes, we're going to definitely talk about that. I did play some No Man's Sky as well. Alambe said, AJ, did you get the Pro? No, I didn't get the Pro yet. But we will have that discussion. I promise you we'll get there. And I'll tell you kind of where I'm feeling on that. Awesome Tatum. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope the move's going okay. Was it a move? I don't remember. You were doing something. You were too busy for us. That's all I remember, as usual. I'm just kidding, man. But let's see here. Anybody else before we get the show going? Tom the 12 Toad Backlog Game Cat says, can't stay long due to work, but glad to see you all. You as well, Tom. Hope your work goes fast and smooth and easy. Drew's in Detroit. All right, guys. So we have a bunch to talk about today. Actually, I need to get the first thing here ready. Just something I'm going to briefly touch on here. We have tons of awesome stuff, of course, headlining with the PSSR No Man's Sky discussion. I'm also going to be doing a little mini review for Grit and Valor 1949, as well as Into Black. And I've got gameplay footage. Just going to share my thoughts on them so far. I've played a lot of both, probably enough to review them, but I'll just call them extended impressions or final thoughts or something like that at this time. But first, I do want to first take a look at something, a quick update. This is not something that's a huge deal, but I gotta give credit where credit's due here. Let's see here. Is this working? There we go. We're going to kick things off with Ghosts of Tabor, you guys. The reason. This is the smallest of things, but I have to give a shout out to ACAM Sky 51 and Dead Ringer. A couple people messaging me about this because on our last show, listen, we were kind of ribbing Ghost of Tabor, Chicken Waffle, pretty hard after their latest update about the water. Like they redid the island of Tabor, and basically, long story short, it looked awful. It was the worst water I've ever seen. But look at it now. Look, they've updated it, and they made a whole social media post about it. So just wanted to give a tip of the beanie. Good job, Chicken Waffle. Proud of you guys. The water looks great, man. It looks fantastic. And I haven't had a chance to jump in there, but that looks so much better. I'm very, very excited to check this out at some point, because it was terrible. It was laughably bad, and we were all kind of poking fun at them, and they were like, I guess they saw it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm not sure they saw my post specifically. I'm sure there was tons of people that were like, this is terrible. So I'm not going to take credit for it, but I still appreciate all of you guys that reached out and pinged me when they did that. I had to kick off the show with that because that shit's funny. I thought that was really, really funny, and also good on the devs. I wanted to give them some flowers, man. That's really cool. Then we're not going to make a big story out of it though, but just a fun way to kick things off. Another fun way to kick things off, Silver Nexus, my dude, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate the love and support. Right back at you. Says, glad you're feeling better, and thanks for streaming. Yeah, man. Feeling a lot better. I was way under the weather, like super sick. It was really, really rough. But I'm better now. There's stuff going around at work. I thought I maybe caught something from hiking in Rainbow Falls, North Carolina, jungle, wilderness stuff. But as it turns out, no, of course, as always, the only time I ever get sick every 2 or 3 years is because my office gets sick and then I get sick or people at my work get sick and they get me sick, but it happens. At least maybe that gives me another 3 years now in the clear. So, but thank you, Silver Nexus. I appreciate it. It's good to be back. It was really rough not being able to do anything really. I did do some stuff, which, by the way, a little bit of housekeeping. Want to thank these people down here. These people that go to patreon.com/PSVR Underground, support me for $1 or more a month. We've got 3 different tiers: Underground Soldiers, Underground Officers, and Underground Generals with the $5 or more tier. I did get some posts on there. And by the way, man, shout out to the newest member, Smash Fuller. There's a lot of new members. Thank you to all the new people that have joined the Patreon. It's been blowing up a little bit over there, so I'm gonna have to step up my game a little bit, get more posts going. We just had an Into Black giveaway on there. Congratulations, Melchiah, the Soul Reaving Game Cat Raziel. It's a cool little way to give back. I know my dude Hasib was like, dude, at this point, like I'm actually profiting from the keys that the giveaways, because yeah, if you do like $1 a month, and it takes a while to reach the cost of a game. So it warmed my heart. I was like, sweet. Well, I'm glad that that's just like, it's actually working to some kind of awesome beneficial way for you guys. So super cool. But thank you to all the new members, man. I will definitely be trying to have more posts on there soon. Elderly. Oh no, I'm sorry. Alahembe 2Y Underground Stranger Game Cat says medicine tip or PS5 Pro upgrade pot, whichever you prefer. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely going to be slowly starting to kind of maybe save up. Listen, I don't want to promise anything. Look, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll have the thing. For now, medicine. Thank you. You covered my ibuprofen, my zinc, and my orange juice, and my chicken noodle soup. So I appreciate it. I mean, that covered a lot of it. Elderly Morningstar, happy to see you again after 40 days in the hospital, but still alive with the new heart. Wow, were you really? Were you really there? That's wild. Or is that me you're talking about? I was in cryo storage. That's where I was. They froze me up in my little cryo chamber. But wow, if that's where you've been, Elderly Morningstar, speedy recovery. Good to have you back with us, with a new heart. And that's huge. Like, wow. It's like, I was not expecting that. That is massive, but yeah, so good to see you. And thank you for the donation. That's amazing. I definitely want to hear more later. Let's see. All right, guys. So there's been a couple other news things that we kind of got to get caught up on. I'm just going to pass by real quick. What up, Stingray? Markio, my dude. Good to see some of you in here joining. Head Bite. Let's see here. Reach. We've got the news about PSSR yesterday. Reach also got an announcement of October 16th. And here's the thing about that, guys. Here's the thing about the October 16th. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but a little while ago, we did some PSVR 2 predictions for 2025. I actually did some digging, and there was like 4 or 5 predictions I had over on Gamescast. And I was able to find like one of my tweets to kind of see what it was, but there was a couple things here. The first one was Hitman was going to be a hit, man, and that absolutely turned out to be the case. That was insanely awesome. Love that game. I can't wait to play. That's a game that I'm just so glad I know I have it, because like there's gonna come a time where I'm just gonna spend 100 hours with it or something straight once I get there. The reason I mentioned Reach in October 16th is because so we had one of my other predictions, as you can see here, PSSR support for PSVR 2 will launch in 2025. Holy crap. That's 2 out of 4, ladies and gents. 2 out of my 4 predictions have happened so far. Listen, if all 4 of these happen, then all I got to say is I declare the name Beanie Damas. I want the name Beanie Damas. But remember this. This is why we do this stuff. It's for fun. It's all just calculated guessing. I didn't make these things happen, of course. Or did I? Beanie Damas. All right, but my other 2 predictions, Hello Games Light No Fire will get PSVR 2 support announced. That has to happen in 2025 though. So that for my prediction to be accurate, that has to happen in 2025. But the other thing was that October will have at least 3 delays. So I need 3 games to get delayed out of October. I don't care if it's Reach. I know some of y'all probably hate me for that. I'm willing to to sacrifice that, okay? Reach could be one of the big three that gets delayed in October. Usually there's like 12 games and they all get delayed. So don't you worry. There's plenty of time for other games to come out and get announced and get delayed in October. But I do think there is a strong possibility that, you know, some of the stuff that No Man's Sky is getting into, screw it. Let's just talk about it. No Man's Sky. As per usual, got a major update yesterday. Since we're already having this conversation, everybody's asking about it already, might as well just get to this now. And I did capture some new footage. This is on a base PS4. A base PS5, because I do not have a PS5 Pro yet. But if you do have a PS5 Pro, well, then you're in luck. Because yesterday, along with the new Voyager update, part of that included a project that Martin Griffin, who's been our go-to legend over there, updating the VR, taking care of us VR folks for No Man's Sky. They have announced PlayStation Spectral something resolution, super resolution. Basically a form of resolution enhancing technology using AI. There's a couple ways I want to break this down. And it's basically like the significance of it, what it kind of means for the future. I thought Wes, I was listening to Brian and Wes yesterday. It wasn't that bad, but anytime I'm like, I have to listen to them talk about No Man's Sky, I just want to strangle them, because I'm like, you guys are complaining about things that are in the game. But that aside, what I was really hoping Wes in particular was going to mention was talking about the significance, the impact that PSSR has and what it is, and where this similar kind of thing is being used. And I was so happy that he absolutely nailed this part, and he was thinking the exact same thing that I was thinking when he had that discussion. But yes, I did see that, like, you know, Brian said he didn't notice like much of a difference. Here's the thing, on a base PS5, the biggest issues ever since they've been doing this major overhaul, getting ready for Light No Fire, they have definitely overcooked the hell out of No Man's Sky on base PS5. That being said, like, the roughest part about it is some like shimmering, and the frame rate can drop a little sometimes. So it does cause a little bit of issues with like the clarity. But here's the thing. I played like 400 hours on a PS4 Pro before it even got like a real patch. And then it got patched and it was awesome. It was super clear. But they are really pushing the boundaries of what this game is doing, and it's causing it to be way heavier on the graphics cards, and it's costing it some performance. Now they've got this resolution AI upscaler. It's like temporal aliasing kind of thing, where it smooths out the image using AI, and a similar thing to what I've used on PC VR is, especially with UEVR mod, is called DLSS. This DLSS is basically a popular similar thing that's on PC that helps provide a smoother resolution with it. What it's kind of affecting here with No Man's Sky is it's getting rid of some of the shimmer, which is a big deal, actually. It's there. That's with all the updated graphics, everything, you know, really pushing everything with it. It has introduced some shimmering, and this AI upscaling technology has helped to smooth that out. Yes, there's Steve Irie it's like FSR, flexible scaling resolution, that AMD makes. NVIDIA has DLSS. I use DLSS mostly. And here's the thing, this shit is like crucial for me. Like when I'm playing UEVR stuff, I pretty much always have to have it DLS selected, and there's usually different presets too. There's like a performance mode, a quality mode, but it is crucial for me to play a lot of PC VR games, and I still have a lot more to learn about it. But in the year that I spent, going really hard at it, DLSS was like the complete lifesaver, game changer thing. No Man's Sky on PS4, now Sony obviously has been working. Martin Griffiths talked about how he's been working with Sony directly to help develop this, get this started. And so to me, it's like, for everyone asking, is this going to make me go buy a PS5 Pro? I mean, look, I've already wanted a PS5 Pro, but $700 for some anti-aliasing, that's crazy business right there. Crazy. That $700 so that look, I love No Man's Sky. It is one of my favorite games of all time. Okay. I think it's one of the greatest games of all time. Do I want a PS5 Pro just for No Man's Sky? Yes. But $700, more than $700, $800 for some anti-aliasing on No Man's Sky? That's crazy. No, but what I am excited about is this being the beginning. This actually, there's so many interesting things that come to mind for me when thinking about this. And part of it has to do with this getting started. This could play a really, really important part. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to make me get a PS5 Pro. Oh my goodness. It's just more work for me, man. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys, I guess it's inevitable, right? It's inevitable. I guess we're going to have to do this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyways, let me not get too distracted just yet. But anyways, this is a big deal. This DLSS is super important for games looking, the resolution. I do not really like the AI frame generation stuff. Native frames per second look way better than the than reprojection, things like that. But resolution, I am definitely a big fan of using this AI technology for enhancing the resolution, getting rid of the shimmer, getting rid of some of the blur. Absolutely, I am on board with what this is doing. And I think this could play a really interesting part in the future of VR on PlayStation, being that this is the very beginning. Just the beginning. This is Sony's DLSS or Sony's FSR. And this could just be somewhat optional. Obviously, it may end up being a big solution that further increases performance, being able to get more juice out of the console squeeze, because that's what PC gaming is all about, man. Is just optimizing, getting at least for me, the part that I actually enjoy about PC is being able to squeeze every last drop of performance out of the games. And that's something that Sony has actually really excelled with over the years. That's their hardware, despite being much cheaper than PCs, in many cases looks better. No Man's Sky is a great example already of a game that looks better on console in VR than PC. There's been some updates, so that could have changed now, but as of before yesterday, that's been the case. Is it looks so much better on console than it did PC. Even with a really, really high powered PC that I've had, it still looks better on on PS5 with dynamic foveated rendering. And then on top of this, you get haptics, you get adaptive triggers, you get headset rumble. Like it's really impressive what they squeeze sometimes out of, a more affordable, lower priced console. The fact that it can outperform really expensive PCs is something. So this technology, I'm really looking forward to seeing how it develops, and it looks like I've got no choice. Looks like I've got no choice, that I'm gonna end up getting a PS5 Pro, because we've got some donations in the chat. Awesome Tatum with the $10 tip. It says PS5 Pro Fund. Please look forward to it. Ha! Oh, you got me, man. But holy crap, Dead Ringer, the game cat with 100. Holy moly. Dead Ringer with the $100 donation. Wow. Absolutely bonkers. Says starting the tip train for AJ's PS5 Pro. Let's go. Junior said hello. What is up, Dead Ringer? Thank you. That is incredibly kind of you. And a lot of you have been donating towards a PS5 Pro. I didn't ask for this. What's that guy's name from Deus Ex? I didn't ask for this, but it looks like it's going to be inevitable anyways, man. I might just have to meet you guys halfway or something and just do this, because screw it. It's inevitable at this point. Plus, I'm sure you guys, I'm sure I could make enough content and stuff to have fun with it, make it worth it, I guess. I hope so. I don't know. I don't have room. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but this is crazy. Y'all are crazy, and I love you. Thank you, Dead Ringer. Shout out to the Dead Ringer Juniors, all of you guys, man. Man, I thought I was going to be really tough, and y'all are making me fold really easily. I thought I was going to stand firm on this. And you guys, just your community, your love, your support, I just fold instantly. I am no match for you. Also, again, all this new footage here, I will say, even though the PS5, the base PS5 version is, it doesn't have the PSSR update. There's definitely some things about it. The resolution is actually really, really nice. This here, I'm actually really looking at this animal's face. I love this demon dog or whatever, by the way. Definitely made him a pet. The sharpness, the clarity here was actually really impressive. The reflections, the sharpness, the texture, detail, the texture resolution, all this stuff is phenomenal on a base PS5. The problem after they did all this enhancements, though, again, the shimmering, the frame rate, that's what's unfortunately taken a hit. To be honest with you, though, it still looks really good to me. It's very playable. It's very enjoyable. About to go underwater here for a minute for a little, gonna take you for a dive. But yeah, this update, man, holy crap. There's something about this as well that I do want to mention. This is wild. Okay. I was not, y'all caught me off guard today with your awesomeness. So I do want to quickly mention, as part of this update, there's a couple really cool things that you need to be paying attention to. Now, it's going to be hard for some people that, if you haven't been keeping up with No Man's Sky, it's going to take some time to get reacclimated, readjusted. You're not going to be able to just jump back in. And also do keep in mind that there's a lot of the times with these major updates like this, there's usually day one bugs and stuff. So I saw somebody complaining in the Discord earlier, and it's like, dude, this is I know you're excited to jump in, but this is normal, for little issues here and there with a new patch or whatever. You gotta be a little patient, gotta be a little bit in on the know and know what's going on before you judge too soon and delete the game and never play it again. That'd be not a good idea. But I understand, you want to jump in, you want to just start having fun right away. No Man's Sky is a very complex and very advanced game. It has its own periodic table, which I absolutely love. It's based on real science as well, but it's fiction. It's all fiction. This game is all about exploring a world like you would read from old sci-fi novels and things like that. Sci-fi novels, sci-fi movies, which I'm a huge fan of, and it draws a lot of inspiration from that. But yeah, you'll see in some of this footage too, there's some graphical glitches here. There's already been a patch. This is from last night, so this stuff could already be patched. I don't know. If not, though, I'll definitely let them know about it. But I was still enjoying this update overall. The thing that was crazy to me are some of these features, though. Let me see. I got these predictions out of the way. So included with the Voyager update, there's Corvette ship class. You can build your ships from scratch. You can have multiplayer crews now. Like you can have multiple people on one ship. That is something, I swear, it's like everything I think of that I want in this game, they end up adding. That's going to be nuts. Mission radar, I don't know really what that is. Spacewalking, I don't know what that is. New missions, that's cool. Starship interiors. This is another thing that caught my attention. Skydiving. There's skydiving now, guys. I was like, what? There's skydiving? That is something that I want to go do. This is the first update in a couple that I've been like really, really excited about. Mainly for what people, the ships that you can build in, now are pretty crazy. People check some of this shit out. People are already building. Check out what Sean Murray's. He's been sharing some of these. Look at what they're built. People are building goddamn Voltrons or Gundams. They're building giant mechs. We're getting like Pacific Rim out in here, man. Look at that. That is incredible right there. And that's just like, this is day one. What people are building here. These are absolutely insane. It's some kind of like scorpion looking thing. There was some more, as well. But dude, I saw this and I'm like, okay, that is just next level insanity. What people are already doing in No Man's Sky. Holy crap. Yes. And everybody mentioning light, no fire. Yeah. Keep in mind that like everything they're doing here is going to probably play a part in light no fire as well. And that's going to be pretty amazing. So, wow, man, just Hello Games, what they continue to do with this, absolutely amazing. Yeah, that is Megazord. That's it. We're building the Megazord. Says Stingray X. Yeah, man. Like I saw that. I was like, I want to build a mech. I saw the Ray, I think his name's Ray something. He built a giant tank, like literally just a massive flying tank. And it's this game, man. The way this game, like I've always loved this game for the exploration, but the way they keep building on the building and the crafting stuff. First, it was like bases. I've never, ever been a fan of base building. And then after it started with an E. One of the updates that it started with an E. It was not like Enterprise, something. I think it started with an E. I did like 60 hours of base building, built a cyberpunk city on my freighter. Absolutely amazing. But dude, this game is just so revolutionary in so many ways. Yes, it's got some day one bugs or whatever from this, but I just can't say enough good things about it, man. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's just amazing. It's so rare that you have all these hopes and dreams for a game and they actually come true. It doesn't happen often, really. So it just hits way harder for me. There's a little bit of a part here too, man. Just the way the water looks. I'm still obsessed with the way the water looks now, and the physics for it. It looks so beautiful and everything. But there's just so many awesome things. I want to go skydiving, man. We're gonna have to go skydiving with get a group together and go skydiving together. Also, there was something else about this. I was going to draw some comparisons about, this and Into Black, but, we were kind of on this subject. But yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't planning on getting a PS5 Pro yet. I was going to maybe wait and see if there was one on sale. The price just went up, so it kind of sucks. It didn't go up a bunch. But really, I don't know, guys, with the way you support so much, and you've already donated like a lot. I'm not going to be able to stop it. I'm not going to be able to stop it if you keep supporting and donating like that. There's no way I'm going to be able to hold out any longer, and I'm just going to have to get one. But No Man's Sky is one of my favorite games of all time, and it is a reason to buy a PS5 Pro for me. It's the only game that's made me want to buy a PS5 Pro so far. I was really more thinking like this PSSR is going to bode really well for PS6. I was thinking, next time I upgrade, probably going to be a PS6. That's really what my plan has been, and just kind of ride it out with some of the performance issues here and there. I will probably wait for a sale, but yeah, there's the PS5 Pro might fix the two main issues on the base PS5, which is the shimmering and the frame rate. And if it fixes that, then that's a big deal. $700 worth. I can't justify adding some anti-aliasing and frame rate fixes for $700. That's insane to me. But obviously I can find more uses for it, and I will have to, because otherwise I think just for one game alone, it'd be a waste. It's really, like I said, I'm more interested to see how this technology develops for PS6. And man, I'm telling you, like, this is a big deal. The fact that Sony is, contributing to this PSSR support, it shows that they're still doing, we know they're kind of like operating at the bare minimum right now. And if you look at the big picture of Sony, it's like the whole thing at PlayStation is a mess right now. It's not just PSVR 2. It's just, we feel it harder because we're smaller and we don't get as much love as it is. So when we get even less love, it feels worse. But it's interesting, we get these little glimpses here and there of stuff that they are doing behind the scenes. Things like working with Martin Griffin for developing this PSSR, things like that climate station that came out of nowhere, hybrid game support. But I think where we're at right now, it's like, I'm kind of just prepared to just ride it out, and we get as many games as we can get, which we still have a lot of games coming down the pipeline, and there's more developers bringing games as games are starting to sell more and more on PSVR than other platforms. Developers are starting to realize that. I see all these people bugging all these Star Trek people. By the way, I love this footage here. For all of you No Man's Sky haters, I was really, really happy with a lot of this footage I was getting, because I'm just chilling. Listen, man, No Man's Sky, I get it. It's complex. It's advanced. It takes a long time to kind of understand the game loop, but it gets easier. And if you enjoy things like if flying a spaceship out in space in VR sounds fun to you, then I think you should check it out. If hovering above your own capital ship with a custom built cyberpunk city and your frigates that are pirates and space whales and hovering above a planet, like this is goated. This is some of the greatest shit ever made. And by the way, I've always loved Aceville's description of No Man's Sky. Now, there's a bunch of stuff I do, mainly exploring and crafting and collecting. But I've always loved shout out Aceville's description, where he's like, you can play No Man's Sky for 3 hours do absolutely nothing and still have the time of your life. And I'm just like, mwah, Aceville. It's like, that really stuck with me for like years. I'm just like, that is the perfect way to describe No Man's Sky. Now, it is a sandbox and endless thing. The other funny thing about it too is that, like I said, I love exploration. I love discovering fauna and flora. I got a new pet, a little demon dog that looked awesome in this. Just this little 20-minute session alone. And then I saw this planet. No, I'm actually about to travel to another planet, and there's plants and rocks and rock formations and flora that I've never seen before. I have 1,000 hours in this game, so it does grind my gears a bit when people say, "Oh, you've seen one planet, you've seen them all." No, fuck off. That is not true. Pardon my language. But no, absolutely not, because I have 1,000 hours in this game. I enjoy discovering awesome like vistas, mountains, regions, like just beautiful landscapes. That's part of it, man. And if you're not into that, then yeah, that makes sense. But it's not a you see one, see them all deal. No, you have to go explore. I explored many hours, and I earned that discovery of that stuff I wanted to see. You have to earn it. It's not just going to show you. Although they do have it now where you can literally just turn everything on. You can literally just turn on cheat codes for the game and have no money, like don't have to worry about money. You can go buy ships, go collect stuff. It's amazing. But yeah, this planet right here, I have never seen these plants. I have never seen the plants on this planet. I have never seen these rocks before. This is all new. And this is coming from somebody that has been playing this game for almost 10 years. Maybe 10 years. No, when did it come out? 2016? But look how cool this is, man. I'm giving you like a little tour here. Oh, shoot. Come on, get there. Let's blow this up. Before we move on to the next thing, just look at this, man. Little tour. It does have DFR, so where I'm not looking is going to look pixelated, but where I am looking is going to look really good. But yeah, I've been playing this game for 10 years. I've never seen these before. I've seen, like, there are things that are similar. Yes, it's procedurally generated, but I mean, these specific species of plants or whatever I've never seen. Which is really cool, which is why I just, every single time I jump into this game, I'm like, oh my God. Oh man, you know, when I grab that Pro, if I grab the Pro, I'm going to have to do a stream of just like first impressions. Yeah. Like this rock, I'm looking at this rock formation, never seen it before. And that's my point, man. It's like, listen, I get it. It's, it's a rock or whatever, but I like this stuff. I like discovering this kind of stuff, and that's one of the reasons I've always loved No Man's Sky. And there's so much more. Like I said, spawning a capital ship into the sky and then flying to it and then chilling around it. Awesome stuff, man. But yeah, the last thing I'll say about PSSR is like, what I was getting at was, I'm expecting us to just kind of have, I think PSVR 2 has a long lifespan of that it can be used for. I think PSVR 2 can absolutely, it's got legs. Like it can be used for a very long time, be a significant headset for a really long time. But when I see Sony doing stuff like this PSSR stuff, it does interest me, and especially seeing the way people reacted online, like that blew up online, and it almost makes me, I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I'm like, when I see stuff like this happening, it does make me think there is a small chance that we could eventually maybe like see something like a PSVR 3 that has refinements and utilizes this technology that they're spending R&D on and utilizing third-party developers for. Again, that's looking way far ahead. But I am interested to see how this affects PS6. Because listen, PS6 is gonna have to have support for VR in one way or another, whether it supports PSVR 2 or PSVR 3. It's gonna have to support one of those. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna be very interested in it. I still love flat games, but VR is where my heart is, man, and that's really what blows my mind these days. And there's a lot of options on PC, but I don't want to go that route if I don't have to. Which, speaking of which, might as well get this out of the way right now. Eye tracking has been unlocked. Speaking of buzz, like PSVR 2 is getting so much buzz lately. I've been loving it. It's always how it works, man. It gets, for some reason, PSVR always gets bashed on, and then years later, people go, "Oh, you know what? This is actually kind of cool." But one of the really new exciting features, I know this is not PS5 related, but hold on. But eye tracking has been unlocked on PC VR, which is a very, very big deal. This is, of course, one of the features. Also, I don't know why Sony does this, where they lock the features to the PS5. I mean, obviously it's trying to get people, but really, I'm a big believer in good customer service and good support, good customer care is what builds you a brand identity, brand loyalty, things like that. That's why I've been such a big PlayStation fan for so long, is because they've, done so many things that have just been as a fan, made me feel good. And DFR, haptics, adaptive triggers would have been something really, really nice for the PC crowd. But they locked that out for some reason. But that's no problem, because thanks to What the Hopper, High Blocker, and Real Supremium, extra big ass taco, they have released the PlayStation VR Toolkit, which has now enabled eye-tracked foveated rendering on PC using PSVR 2. And that's pretty sweet. That is a big, big deal, a big breakthrough. That is literally probably the number one feature of the headset on a PS5. But it's really important for PC as well, because PC VR is so heavy on the systems, and especially with UEVR. Now, here's the quick rundown on this. This has enabled eye tracking for games that can support it. Not every game supports it right off the bat. That's not how this works. It requires the software to enable the eye tracking, and then it requires a mod in the game software side that allows you to use it. And What the Hopper's actually been hard at work. A lot of these people have been hard at work for a year now, I think, and they're even implementing some additional features like it being able to adjust how much, halfway closed eyes. They're really going to town on this right now. But a couple games that have been confirmed, Half-Life Alyx does work, and VR chat using some facial recognition thing. VR chat that's got a lot of people going crazy for it right now, because that's one really cool thing about the social features, is seeing the eyes move around. That is really, really cool. And when it comes to UEVR, things like that, most games are probably not going to work, but it's still early. It's still in a testing phase. I, at some point, am going to jump in. I need to test for myself, and I will be doing that. I have, as you guys know, I've been working on a couple videos for a while, though. I need to at least get this first video out, which is very, very close to being done. I would expect it this weekend, the first video of the batch I've been working on. But included amongst these videos that I'm working on in the back half is this DFR. I want to do some go to Tinkertown, do some testing, experimenting, and see what I can get working, and run some benchmarks on the PC side using PSVR 2, and see what works. I do some testing myself though. I've heard when it comes to UEVR, I have heard that Borderlands 3 supposedly works pretty well, but we got more to test out. Let's see here. Old Dart says, yeah, I've tried the PSVR 2 toolkit, reduces CPU load quite a bit. That's good because a lot of Steam games are very CPU heavy. So yeah, that's actually really, really important. They're very, very CPU based for Steam games. So that will help a lot. Yeah, some other people are using stuff from other headsets that have had like experimental mods like quad views, the Pimax stuff. There's mods that are worked. This is kind of one of the cool things about PC is like people make like stuff for the Quest and it works with PSVR 2. Not everything, but there's certain things that do, certain mods, certain software, like they design it for something else, but it actually is compatible with multiple headsets. So, that is one of the cool things, that's pretty sweet. But good vibes DFR and eye tracking, but the eye tracking is game specific. Yeah, so anyways, that's going to be something that I get into after I've got a big video coming very soon this weekend. And then I've got maybe one other one, and then I'm going to start jumping into some experimenting with this, running some benchmarks. And I really, really want to get back into doing some PC VR stuff because I really enjoyed it. And I really like making the guides for it. And there's a lot of you too. It's just, it's hard to balance both. And there's a lot going on both sides constantly. And, I only have so much free time to work with, but I'll do my best. But I have really, really enjoyed, fell in love with what I've done over there so far. All right, a quick update on, speaking of PC VR stuff. A quick update on Aces of Thunder. For those who don't know, Aces of Thunder has been the long-awaited, highly anticipated. I don't know if it's really been delayed. I don't know if they've ever even given a release date, but they have said that it's 2025. There was some speculation because there was a store listing that dropped early, and this one was a little bit different. This wasn't like where it says announced and then has like a date. I knew something was off with this one, because this was acting as if the game was already released with a $29.99 price tag and a September 2nd release date. And then it was acting like it was already past September 2nd and you couldn't purchase the game. So I knew something was different about this one because of that. And as it turns out, the developers have clarified that, that date was incorrect, that was a malfunction on the store. But they did reiterate saying that the game is planned for 2025 still. So I do think this game is getting closer. It says arrival imminent in 2025. This is here's the thing, guys. Listen, we gotta be I know it's been really, really hard for some people, but we have to be patient here. I've actually been talking with Gaijin Entertainment, and these guys are really, really cool. They're working their asses off. When I have early access and I really want to do a stream, an early access stream, or something, more content leading up to the launch of this game, some previews. That's one of the things I have planned as well. I want to do some previews for this, but I've been talking with them, and they are going to announce the release date before it drops. So don't expect it to stealth drop. I would love to see it at like a state of play, a Sony state of play. That would be really the best place for it to happen. But it is releasing on multiple platforms, so we'll see. Maybe it ends up being a Spotlight. I don't know. But here's the thing, guys, is that I asked them for early access. I said, let me give you some feedback on the game. I've played a lot of games like these before, and I'm just, I can help you get some feedback from the hardcore gamer crowd, especially the console gamer crowd, which is what most of us are. And I sent them a pretty extensive list of things. And honestly, I was kind of worried because they never responded. I was like, oh man, do they hate me now? But no, I started talking with them, and they've been really cool, and they seem like the feedback was helpful. And one of the things that they've announced in this game that was part of my feedback was talking about the single player experience, because I think the multiplayer experience of this game is good to go. But us on console gamers, like a lot of console gamers, we also really care about single player experiences. I think that's the thing that can really, really make this game extra special. So I was really happy to see that even though we're still waiting, that they're adding single player campaign content, because all they had was some like single player missions that were like offline, and they were rough. They were not very good. So I'm really, really excited about this solo campaign. I think it's really cool. I saw stuff like, defending Pearl Harbor, things like that, different scenarios that are, World War II based or whatever. But that made me really happy, because I feel like that is, even though I think the game would be okay if it was just multiplayer only, I think it's pretty fun. It is a little bit of a time sink with the multiplayer. But yeah, it's like, I think single player is really important. So I wanted to let you guys know like what I've been sharing with them and what they've shared with me. And just be patient, man. Like, I know it's tough. Like, I know it's been a long time. But we're seeing some really, really good things that they're doing. And I don't want this to come out and suck on launch day. I want this to come out and be really, really good when it launches, because if it is really good when it launches, it's going to really do a lot of positive things for us, for the PSVR2 community, for PSVR2, for these developers. Like, we've seen what botched launches do to a game, and the headset and the platform, it just tanks everything. It takes everybody out together. So I'm really starting to believe in what these guys are doing. And I've enjoyed the game. Like I said, the biggest problems I've had with the early access when I played it a while back was the single player content. So I'm really excited for this, but, Ace Combat does have some awesome single player content as well. That's another one I had a little bit of fun with in UEVR, as well as PSVR 1, Ace Combat 7. Those missions are still so much fun. They're like classic, air combat vibes. But yeah, man, this game's, I think with a game being really important like this, big deal like this, I want it to be good. Don't pull a Firewall. Don't pull a Wanderer. We cannot afford to keep having games do this. Otherwise, it's just we're going to lose more and more people. So people get mad. They could say they give up as much as they want. I don't think that's the case. I think when the game comes out, if it's good, they'll be right back again. But I get it. I get the frustration. But you guys just hang in there, man. They're doing good things over here. I like what I've played so far. And, oh, man, those World War I planes, by the way, so much fun. The World War I planes, super fun. Those maps are really good, too. I'm just going to spend a day. There's going to be a day where I just stream this for like hours, and we just hang out and I show you what it's like so far and everything. That's going to be a fun time together. But little update on that. So not coming September 2nd, unfortunately, but that's okay, because there's single player content coming. There's more stuff coming, more polish to be added. It's not too bad. I think it's better in the long run. let's see here. Why can't I? Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I saw a donation here. Wow. Oopie, hello. Started saving up for your PlayStation Pro. Very cool. Yes, it is expensive. It just got more expensive too now. Vanilla PS5 is worth more now. Can trade it for more. Pietrek F, thank you so much for the $11.99 plantains. As for your info, 12 plantains is greater than 100 USD. Really? Is that for reals? Where you live? Or I need to move out there. I need to move out there, get a job, and bring that money back here. But thank you so much for the donation, man. Wow, holy crap! And thank you for the support, man. You guys are gonna force me to get a pro. If I can't stop this, like it seems like there's nothing I can do at this point. That I'm just gonna have to get a pro, because your unwavering support. I love you guys, man. Thank you. Yeah, with PS6 and stuff though, like I said, oh, okay, 12 Polish. Okay, it's just jokes. Okay. Still, every little bit counts, man. Thank you. I had some, I had some other donations previously when I was streaming No Man's Sky as well, and I haven't forgotten about that as well. So I just need to make a note, and I've got my little No Man's Sky. Maybe I'll start saving some from each paycheck and just saving up a little bit. But your help is definitely going to speed that up, it seems. All right, guys. So we had a couple more things to talk about here, but I do look forward to giving the eye tracking DFR on PC a go at some point, especially for UEVR in October. I'm going to be streaming Silent Hill. We're definitely having some fun with Silent Hill 2 in October. Maybe some Madison, some other things. But yeah, so we got 4 games still to talk about here. Let's get these flat screen games out of the way. I played both Flatout for VR as well as the Luminous Arise demo. And this is the first time I've ever played Luminous. So let's kick things off with that. Luminous has an official release date of, I forgot what it was, November 11th. Now, they've dropped a demo early, and this demo, unfortunately, does not have VR at this time. But it is still the same game, and it is going to have PSVR support at launch. It is launching with PSVR support. They also said that there may be some place somewhere where you can play Luminous with PSVR 2 early. Ding, ding, ding. Tokyo Game Show. That's where that's going to be. But so I've never played a Luminous game before. This is my very first time. I think what I know about it mostly is like it was popular on like the handheld systems, the portable systems. But here's the thing. This is all my gameplay, by the way, from that I recorded for you guys. It's surprisingly a lot like Tetris. I was not expecting it. Now, this is the same studio, by the way. This is Enhanced Games, Tetsuya Mizuguchi. Let's see here. Let me see. I thought that was his name. Well, yeah, Tetsuya Mizuguchi. Okay, I was right. He made, of course, Res Infinite, Tetris Effect Connected, and they did publish Humanity as well. Wait a minute, there's somebody donated something. Oh, where'd it go? I see, Grandpa Barbecuer. I'll get you in just one second, Barbecuer. But so we're no strangers to Enhanced Games, Tetsuya Mizuguchi's games, and quite frankly, they're freaking fantastic. They mix beautiful art styles with this really nice, relaxing music and soundtrack. But like I said, I've never played Lumines before. This is the Lumines Arise demo that is available now. It did say limited time as well. So if you're interested, you may want to get it while you can. I don't know how long this demo is going to be available. But yeah, it's so much more like Tetris, and especially Tetris Effect Connected than I expected. That all rhymed really well. But yeah, and that's mostly a good thing. Like, I loved Tetris Effect Connected a lot, but it's from the visual style to the music. This is more like, I still don't completely, so like, I have an okay run here. It actually gives me an S tier. There's a lot of little tricks and things that like I'm not sure how to do just yet. I'm kind of figuring it out as I play. So I kind of suck. But essentially you have to pair these shapes, these objects together. And you see this little bar that's like swiping across the screen, and you have to basically get these, like, build up these combos, and then have the bar come and wipe it all together. And you got to build up as many points as possible. So even though it kind of functions like Tetris, it is definitely different mechanics. It seems almost simpler, but I don't know. It's very similar, but it's different. And I think that's a good thing. And it's a lot like the journey mode. See, like there, I've got a big cluster of them together. And so I get like a bonus. And I'm still kind of figuring out the mechanics here, but pretty fun so far. And like I said, it's way more like Tetris than I expected. And I actually kind of mean that in a good way. I think to me, it's like, well, it's like more Tetris Effect, which is good. That's definitely a good thing. And it is different mechanics, so it's slightly different game, but yeah, this mode is like the journey mode, which was also in Tetris Effect, where you kind of just try to build up points, you beat the level, and then it moves on and keeps going. And the backgrounds change. I don't know if you're going to get to it to where you can see it in this footage, but there is a point where there's like two chameleons dancing on the side, and it's like really fun and goofy, and they're like dancing to the music, and they're shooting their tongues out. I wanted to clip it together, clip shorter clips together so you could see like everything. Maybe we'll get to it, but yeah, I don't know. But so far, this was really interesting. I actually really enjoyed it. I figured I would, because just Enhanced Games just doesn't make bad games. They have not made a single bad game yet. Rez, amazing. Tetris, really, really awesome. And again, they didn't develop Humanity. They published it, but that was still pretty good. I did get kind of tired of that, but that was like after 10 hours. So I spent lots of time with it first, before I got tired of it. But yeah, visually this looks beautiful. The music was decent and the gameplay's fun. So I almost died a couple times here, and then I kind of recover, but yeah, this is good. This is going to be a really good one. This is like, for me personally, if I was like going to pre-order something, I'm like, this is one of the safest bets you could have. I mean, famous last words. But really, let's knock on some wood. With what they did with Tetris Effect and Rez, it's like this is such a lock for me. Easy, no-brainer purchase. Probably no review needed. The only way that this could go wrong is if it's like visually horrible at launch, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Especially with them demoing it. We'll find out pretty soon. People would probably give that feedback. I'm sure it's going to look beautiful. So yeah, that is awesome. Awesome. I'm really, really excited about about Lumines Arise. Super stoked for this. This is going to be a big one for us, I think. This is like one of those games that, it may not, it's going to be it may not like, have the most buzz around it or whatever, but there's going to be people that will be buying headsets for this, or this will sway some people. It's like Tetris. Like everyone was like, oh, it's just Tetris in VR. Yeah. Well, you know what? That game sold a shit ton on PSVR 1, and it sold a lot of headsets that nobody expected. So don't underestimate these types of games. They already have huge fan bases, and they're wonderful, super fun games and great fits for VR. So good stuff, man. The other game I played was Flatout, but before we get to Flatout, 2 quick donations here, or a couple donations. Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, thanks so much for the Aussie 5. Says, so AJ, so Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, do you know where we're at with the playability of Wanderer? Yes. Do not play Wanderer. That's where we're at. Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, wait for all the patches to be done for Wanderer. It will be very, very special game, but wait. Here's another little section. It'll be I really hope we get to see the chameleon part. I'm gonna try to let you guys see that. But here's where one of the sections changes. You can see it looks different, and yeah, it looks really pretty. And I bet you that's gonna look awesome in the headset with the OLED and the eye tracking and everything. Mad_vegan with the $6.66. So see you in PS5 Pro Hell Sweeper. Hope to see more enhanced games over time. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's honestly, other than No Man's Sky, like there's really nothing, but No Man's Sky is a big deal to me. So like, it's fine. But No Man's Sky is literally the only game that's like, I want a PS5 Pro. Because of No Man's Sky. And it's, I don't even expect it to be perfect still. I think at some point you're just kind of chasing that dragon of perfection, which is never going to happen. So be careful. But No Man's Sky is definitely the game, if any, to make me get a PS5 Pro. Actually, you know what? That was the other thought I had. Now that I mention it, Light No Fire. One of my other predictions was Light No Fire getting VR support. I think there's a good chance that happens, and I think that's going to be a really, really huge deal. You've already got Hello Games working with Sony on PSVR2, support and optimization, and I would not be surprised. I think I even said it on my last top list video that I said, like, this is going to happen, man. Like, this is going to happen at some point, because Hello Games legitimately care about VR. They have limited resources, but they get there. They always get there. And they have proven over and over and over that they have, and all the buzz they generate within the community. I'm pretty sure like Sony executives are seeing all that happening, and so are choosing to get them in on this. But all right, so that brings us to the other flat screen game. So I did play Lumines, like I said. I'm probably so close. I'm gonna what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna move Lumines down here, so you guys at least get to see the funny chameleon stuff. I can't block the Patreons though. Can't block the patrons. I don't know why I always call them the Patreons. I'm going to keep this down here, so we'll have this nice little graphic here. But the other game I want to talk about is Flatout 4 VR. Now, there's been some discussion surrounding Flatout 4. This, Flatout, like, this was all Flat to VR Studios. They originally announced Flatout VR, which it seemed like they were maybe going to like kind of piecemeal Flatout games together. Then they announced this Spark initiative where now they are outsourcing a bit to developers. They're giving developers the resources and tools to add VR modes to their game, which is fine. But there's only been one problem about that, is it seems like, and Looper kind of got, kind of filled me in on this, as well as some of the other, I've been reading about, wherever I can find discussions on it. It doesn't seem like every game that, is a Spark Initiative game, this is different. So everything from Flat to VR Studios main, like headlining stuff, they seem like they're designed for multiple platforms. When it comes to the Spark Initiative, it seems like they're kind of going by how much buzz interest this generates. Maybe it starts like on Quest or PC, and then if it gets enough, if it's successful enough, then it comes to other places. So I kind of understand better now how this is supposed to work. But the problem is that they announced Flatout VR, and then they announced that this, Flatout 4 is in development, but it's part of the Spark Initiative and not part of Flat to VR's main studio. So we don't actually know what's coming to PSVR just yet. They did mention, because I did reach out to Flat to VR Studios, they did mention that this is just one of the Flatout projects. I'm sorry, not one. Like, this is the there is potential for more, is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's potential for additional Flatout games. And so I don't know if they have some in development that are just not further clarified or announced at this time. But anyways, all of this aside, you guys have already heard this story before. So the whole point of what's going on here is that Flatout 4 is the one that's currently being developed by Flat to VR Spark Initiative. Flatout 4 is one of the lesser popular ones in the series. Flatout 1 and 2, especially 2, are the really big popular ones. And those were developed by Bugbear, who eventually went on to make Wreckfest. But they continued making Flatout games under a different team. Flatout 3 sounds like it was an absolute disaster. Then comes Flatout 4, which restores some of the former glory that the Flatout series was known for. And I am picked up for 67 cents. I picked up Flatout 4 myself here to check out the flat screen and do some basically for science, guys. You know how I roll. Let's see here. Let me put this in here. I like to play, sometimes if a game is coming, like one of the excuses I will use to play a flat screen game is if it's coming to if it's potentially coming to PSVR2, then I'll play it. This game, obviously, I don't really know. It's not really confirmed yet for PSVR2, but I think this game will generate enough buzz. I think it will eventually end up, unless the port is absolutely terrible and just tanks and is awful. But right now, it would be a very silly decision by them to not include this on PSVR 2, unless they have another like trick up their sleeve, another Flatout game, then that would be a different story. But so I played this and I just wanted to share my quick thoughts on Flatout 4 as a game and how it turns to, and how it would make for a VR game. Well, as you can see here, this was the racing mode. And it is definitely a high octane arcade racer. A lot of people talk about the physics being not as good in this one, and I get it. I can understand for an arcade game, there's actually quite a surprising learning curve. And look, we've got our lizards here. Sweet. Now you can see, hold on, real quick sidebar. This was actually what I wanted to show you in, let's just take a quick look at this real quick. Shoot. I'm screwing everything up. This is the chameleon level I really wanted to show you from Lumines Arise. Super cool level. The song was funny, or the music was good, and the chameleons were dancing to the music as well. So cool stuff. Really, really cool. I'm actually gonna I'll leave that playing in the bottom left because why not? Now let's get Flatout back here. So when it comes to Flatout, yes, I can see the physics being, something that is, I can already tell what people are talking about when they say, oh, they don't like Flatout 4 as much. Some people love it. I think it's good so far. I think it's like okay to good. But here's the thing. If it's redesigned for VR, like it's kind of hard to tell. Like it even if this game sucked in its current state, which it doesn't, even if this really, really sucked, it's like if they design this with VR or redesign it for VR, it could actually make it good. I do kind of agree about some of the physics. The physics aren't the most fun. It's like I said, for an arcade racing game, it's actually got a pretty surprising learning curve, a pretty tough learning curve to it. It is a lot of just not like, you're not always just holding down the gas the whole time. It's easy to wreck. Like they shouldn't call this game Flatout. They should call it Wreck Out or Crash Out. I guess they can't call it Crash because, but yeah, I think there's moments that this game has had playing it flat that are actually pretty fun. I think some of these modes, like this demolition mode, would be super fun in VR, just driving around, hitting the turbo, trying to crash into people. It's almost like Twisted Metal without guns. It's like, it even looks like Twisted Metal. But this mode here, this deathmatch mode in Flatout 4 is like Twisted Metal without guns, is how I would describe it in an arena. And I'm definitely craving that, that experience, that VR experience for that. That could be really cool. But the racing levels, I was like, at first, it does not make a very good first impression. It feels really clunky and the physics don't feel very good at first, but you do kind of get used to it. And I think once you get around the kind of initial learning curve, like I actually started having some fun with it and started having a pretty good time. And there's also these modes where they're just really wild modes that I have no idea, zero clue how they would work in VR. Stuff like launching. Okay, I think I've gotten a good enough look. One more look at the lizards, and then we say goodbye. that is pretty cool, though, man. All right, that's Luminous Arise. But I think the this could potentially, if you add a VR mode to it, I think it could be pretty sweet. But yeah, it just remains to be seen, kind of. I can see why this is considered one of the weaker games, even without even really having played much else. The flaws are pretty noticeable right away, but this could also be potentially really, really awesome in VR, especially with racing wheel support or something. And yeah, I hope that this comes to PSVR 2, or, they have another Flatout project that comes to PSVR 2. They got to give us something here. I think announcing your biggest game to the PSVR 2 audience and then not bringing your biggest, most anticipated game to PSVR 2, I think would be not a good look. Not how you want to get this experiment started, this flat to VR thing. Look, I know Postal 2 has a big audience or whatever. I don't think Postal 2 has a big audience with the console market. I think that's a lot of these projects they're doing. It seems like they're really popular on PC, but a lot of these guys that are at Flat to VR, they obviously have big PC backgrounds because they seem to know the PC crowd really well. I've never heard of RoboQuest. Maybe that's just me, but I've never heard of. I've heard of Postal obviously, but I know Postal is popular, but I've never known it to be popular on the console space. You want to target the console space to some degree, not everything, of course, but Flatout is that kind of game. Luckily, we still at least know for sure that V-Racer Hoverbike is coming. Thank God. Please still be coming because that's a big deal as well. I think Flatout and V-Racer Hoverbike And then I could see something like Poppy's Playtime. You know, that's obviously a lot of parents have PSVR 2s. A lot of their kids probably buy it. You know, that, and then stuff like the Out of Sight VR, I think that'll do pretty well with us. That Surviving Mars Pioneer, aka Matt Damon VR, like they've got some good stuff coming down the pipeline. But what I'm saying is, don't remove your biggest game. Like it's just bad. It's bad juju, man. It's bad juju. It's not gonna. It's you don't want that bad juju. Chrome Colossus says, I couldn't give a flying fuck about Postal 2. RoboQuest looks cool, but the main one I've been interested is Flatout. Yes, that's literally, I mean, that was the first big announcement they had. So again, yeah, I just think it would be a really, really big mistake to not bring Flatout to PlayStation VR 2. It's the kind of audience, it's the target audience. And yeah, please bring it to us. Please. But Flatout 4, yeah, I can see the flaws with it from a flat screen game perspective. But I think a lot of it could be fixed with VR. I think it could be a blast in VR. Yeah, the physics are kind of weighty. They're kind of floaty. It's so easy to crash, which is kind of frustrating. The game's both frustrating, but it's also addictive. It's both frustrating and addictive, where it's like you get kind of pissed off, but at the same time, you're kind of like, well, one more. Let me keep going. And you just keep going to that. And yeah, especially with those mini games, like they're so dumb, but they're actually kind of fun. So yeah, I just really hope we see this. And I think it would bode well for both parties for this to come. Anyways, what up, LSB in the house tonight? What's up, my dude? Good to see you, man. Core Reviews and others. GameCat, specifically a White Tiger. Talking about some PCVR stuff. Okay, now let's get into the last two things I want to talk about. I wasn't going to do Grit and Valor first, but I'm apparently just doing all sorts of things out of order today. So we're going to talk about Into Black, which released today from the Binary Mill. And just wanted to share with you my thoughts on the game. I have not completed it, but I've played several hours of it. And I think I've got a pretty good feel for what it is at this point. And I have definitely enjoyed this game. I don't think I've enjoyed it as much as some others, but here's the thing. I think that this is a very high quality port. I think they really did a high quality port. There's Brian in my face, by the way. This is me playing with Brian, I think Rypop and Rhodey, I believe. Oh no, Izzard. Maybe it was Izzard. But shout out to the crew. But yeah, this game, I didn't really know what to expect. I think my worst fear was like, this is a game that was going to be really apparent that, you know, it was on Quest first, comes to PSVR 2, and it's like you see the limitations. There's a little bit of that, but I think the Binary Mill have proven that even though they're a small indie team, they're going to make the best possible game that they can, and they're going to treat the port with so much love, and that's exactly what they did here. DFR, native 90 frame rate. I don't know if it always holds that frame rate perfectly. Definitely not. But for a lot of it, it was fine. Most of it was fine. But I'll tell you what sold me on this game, man. This game has a surprising amount of similarities to No Man's Sky. I wouldn't say it's an exploration game though. Because it is very like linear cave systems, maybe some multiple paths. Like there are kind of multiple paths. I think what I've enjoyed about this game the most is actually kind of like the platforming, like finding a mushroom to jump on and you go boo, and like you bounce really high. The multiplayer has been pretty fun. The jetpack feels good. And my favorite thing about this game so far, has been this weapon, this axe. You get a pickaxe that I absolutely use. You'll see me using it here, actually. And you can throw this sucker and use it to, you can both use it to mine different crystals or whatever. There is like similar to No Man's Sky, you're doing a lot of mining of resources. There's some crafting, collecting, scanning. There is some exploration, but it's, again, it's not like, you know, not No Man's Sky exploration. That's the best exploration game of all time. But this is like a kind of scaled down for those that maybe No Man's Sky is a little too big, a little bit too daunting, a little too complex. This is like a nice similar type game. And it does have some combat. Now, I think in this gameplay here, I wasn't really good yet, but I'll tell you what, my favorite thing, like I said, my favorite thing so far has been this axe tool, and throwing it and using it as both a weapon as well as a mining tool. That has been my favorite part. Something that is different from No Man's Sky. It is so fun to throw that axe. It is so fun and so satisfying when you nail your target with it. But yeah, there's a bunch of different weapons, a bunch of different upgrades, and apparently this game has a story. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I've just been kind of going on the missions with friends. I've played mostly multiplayer. I haven't played any single player, but I do want to play single player, and I need to crank up the difficulty because normal is too easy for me for this game. That's always the default difficulty I usually start with is normal, especially when like reviewing stuff, because that's what majority of people are going to be playing. But for me, I need to play this on a higher difficulty. It's too easy on normal. I need something a little bit more like hardcore. If you're like a little bit more of a hardcore style gamer, you're probably going to want to crank up the difficulty. And it seems like you can change the difficulty a good bit, which is nice. There's like a hard, there's an extreme, there's like insane, stuff like that. There's also like very, very easy, super easy, stuff like that for people that like less of a challenge, which is fine. Like, you know, that's awesome. That's the way to go. Options for everybody. For me personally though, I'm like, I just want to support this game because I just want Rush, man. This is a game, I've been having fun with. I like it a lot. I think it is a very good game. I think score wise, I'm probably in like the high sevens territory for me personally. I think again, for people that maybe, just want a more streamlined experience or something to play with friends, want a really polished experience. I think they'll probably, maybe it's more like an 8.5 in that territory. But for me personally, it's more like really, really high sevens. I think it's very good. And I think dude, the OLED screen, the colors, you know, I was really worried about this looking too questy, which, you know, don't get me wrong. The Quest is impressive for what it can do, especially the Quest 3. But you know, I have a $550 console. I want to use the power of that. And that's where they did some really good job with the enhancements here. Oh yeah. And I love when you die, you can see, okay, that's Izzard there. We were getting a good laugh about this. I love that when you die, why can't I adjust this? Oh, that's why. I love that when you die, you can see the bodies like scooting around here. Look at Izzard's body. That shit's so funny. That made me laugh pretty hard. But I love that when you're just sitting there waiting to be revived, you just see the bodies just scooting around. I love that. This is my favorite goofy little feature. Not intended to be a feature, but it's a feature, not a bug kind of feature. But yeah, there's the combat's like okay. You know, I like throwing the axe. I like throwing the pickaxe at everything. and using that as much as possible. But there's shotguns, there's pistols, there's other guns, there's SMGs, and then also there's a bunch of upgrades in this. This game actually has a pretty good progression system with it as well. It does have a story-driven campaign. I think it takes about 10 hours to beat on average. That can vary though. So I won't mention how many missions there are. I don't even remember how many there are anyways, even if I did. But yeah, I think to me it's there's grenades as well. I think it's a really, really good game, really solid, and it's something that, I think everybody except for maybe like the really hardcore audience. I don't know how much like the hardcore people would be into this, but I do think it's really fun, and it's not a very deep game, but it does have some cool mechanics. I like stuff like the platforms that you can build and jump up, climb up spaces, things like that. It has a lot of good. It's a fully featured game. And I think it's pretty good. There's these little puzzles here that are just like out of the Resist game, which is funny. Some similarities there, but yeah, another solid game from the Binary Mill, and they just make good games, man. They make very solid games at the very least. And listen, from my opinion, if I'm being honest, I would ask that we just support this studio because they bring us really quality ports, and I really want Rush VR. I really, really want Rush VR. So if you bought this game, thank you for supporting an awesome team. Binary Mill's always been really awesome devs too, but I really appreciate that they just bring us quality ports, and this is definitely. Ooh, this and Resist were both really good. I'd say this is better than Resist, but both are really good, and both are worth checking out for sure. At least on sale, I think at the very least, both Resist and this are you must buy them on sale. No excuses when it's on sale. Full price, I can understand maybe holding off. There's a lot of games to get through and everything, but again. Supporting these guys is a good thing. But yeah, man, I think I saw, what I would rate this is, mid to high 7s. I like it. I'm not in love with it, but I do think it's good. I do think some people will have a lot of fun with it, especially those that are looking for a good multiplayer game to play with friends. I'm more of a single player guy. But I love the pickaxe, and I love throwing the pickaxe. That feels so good. That's like literally what makes this game for me is the platforming, and the visuals are nice too. Like some of the water and waterfalls can actually look pretty impressive at times. It doesn't look amazing, but it looks very, very good, and it looks very pretty as at times as well, which is nice. But yeah, I would give a 1 thumbs up recommendation for this game, whether it be to play it for you solo with friends, and I look forward. I'll probably do a stream of this game, and at some point or something, maybe hopefully, if I have the time. I would like to. What I'll probably do is I'll probably chop up this footage and upload it to Patreon or just on the channel somewhere. I'll try to see if I can make like a highlights out of this so you can see some gameplay. I would if I wasn't sick, I would have been way more on top of this, but I haven't been able to do much over the last week. Chi-Town D says, for me, it's the jumping. Yeah, I love the jumping, the jetpacking, the bouncing. That shit's fun. Oh yeah, you get like double, triple jumps and things like that as well. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's pretty good. Which brings us to the last game I'm going to talk about for the night. I think more people will be into Black, but I'll tell you what game I've been really having fun with, despite some issues. Grit and Valor 1949. I wish there was more people into RTS games on the console side, but that's okay. This is, of course. Oh wait, hold on, wait. Before we get into Grit and Valor, Game Kato in the chat says Struth Cobber Into Black is awesome fun in multiplayer, and you gotta buy a Pro now for No Man's Sky, because you said you would on Gamescast if No Man's Sky got PSSR. Did I say that? Did I say that? Struth Cobber. That'd be crazy, man. Y'all remember too much. Y'all remember too much of what I say. Don't remember everything I say, okay? I do a lot of these every single week. I don't even remember everything I say. It's hard. That's funny though. Thank you, Game Gato, for the donation. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, it looks like we're on the way there, man. It looks like we're heading that direction. And I have a feeling there's going to be an oh my god, No Man's Sky stream at some point, if not a light no fire oh my god stream. But anyways, I want to take a moment to talk about the game that what has been the game I've been playing the most, and that is Grit and Valor 1949. I know most people are probably not into RTS games, which is fine. I, however, am a huge fan of RTS games, a lot of VR tabletop games. I love these things, man. I think they're super fun and addictive. I think we need more games where they don't take a lot of energy to play. Like, I love immersive first-person games, motion controls, all that jazz, really intense. But I also think we need balance, right? We need balance, and we need games like Demio, or games like, back in the day, Table of Tales and other things to kind of like sometimes I just want to sit down and play a game and chill. And you can play these types of games for way longer periods of time. That has been Grit and Valor for me, which despite being sick, I was able to still play this game, and I still wanted to play this game. I am, for context, this battle here was a fight that I had where it was really, really tough. I went into this battle with basically really beat up and low health. There is going to be a boss fight. There are boss fights in this game. There's 4 main maps, and each one has a boss fight. And there will be a boss spoiler in this video. So if you don't want to see that, I don't know, maybe just listen. But thank you, old Darth. But anyways, like I said, this was a pretty epic battle. This game to me proves why hybrid games are so important, because this is a small indie team, little tiny indie team, most likely made a little indie flat screen game. And even a small indie flat screen game proves here to be a very content rich VR game. Because a lot of VR games, that's the biggest problem. You can have all the features, it's so cool to have this feature, that feature, this immersive feature. Yes, those are very important. But if you don't have a game or anything to do with those features, what's the point? So for me, I kind of lean more towards the hybrid. I actually saw the Zero Caliber devs asking about this. And they're like, do you prefer a flat screen game with like a modded kind of VR mode? Or do you prefer a built from the ground up? Well, obviously, I think a built from the ground up game is ultimately better if it was in the scope of a flat screen game, but that's the problem. They never are. So for me, it's the other way around. This is why I love hybrid games, because you get all of this rich content, all of this, just like rich graphics content, replay value, all the things here. And this, like I said, despite a couple little issues that I have that I've already provided a bunch of feedback to these devs. And this part right here, by the way, I am like going to just barely survive this round. You can see all my mechs, they have very little health. So I just put them back to back, and they're all just back to back firing and surviving. You can see they're all smoking. They're all on fire. This was such an epic moment. I know it doesn't really convey well here. But this is such an epic moment for me and in my experience where I was like, I freaking love this game, where I barely survived this. But yeah, man. So like content wise, yeah, there's a lot here. This is a kind of alternate World War II diesel punk dystopia. Think Command and Conquer with a little bit of Metal Slug. Awesome Tatum. I said Metal Slug. I know that makes you happy. Also Sergeant Frosty, who I know Metal Slug was his childhood. It's more a little bit like Command and Conquer. It's not really base building. You can see my relief here. I'm like shaking and throwing my hands. I was like, I can't believe I survived that with a sliver of health. But visually, you know, for context, I'm a huge fan of Command and Conquer. Growing up, I was a big fan of the original StarCraft. Those, while I haven't played a ton of RTS games my entire life, I've played those two absolute classics, a lot of those games, and I have loved them my entire life. Yeah, I've been having an absolute blast with this game. It was a little rough at first. Like there are some issues they need to work out. So this game does use DFR. And it's actually DFR 1.4 times. They've already, since after day one, they've already patched it a little bit. They increased the DFR resolution to 1.4. They're trying to do more to it though, to clean it up even more. Visually, I think it looks good overall, but visually it does have a little bit of messiness here and there. Especially like the reprojection I think it's using. The developers basically said the game ended up being a lot heavier than they were expecting, which I could imagine. Like you look at a game like this, you're like, oh, this shouldn't take a lot to run this game. Well, as it turns out, there's a shit ton of stuff going on. There's a shit ton of tiny little details. There's a ton of special effects. The virtual effects are what really affect the performance here when there's tons of chaos going on. And there are times where there's a lot of chaos going on. And I've had a couple frame rate dips, mainly here on this boss fight, and then some of the other levels where there's tons going on. But this is actually a look at the very first boss, which I could not believe this game had bosses. One of the worries sometimes, by the way, happy birthday, DJ Dirty Yella. Thank you, all y'all wishing DJ Dirty Yella a happy birthday. 40th birthday, baby. Woo! I'm not too far behind you, my friend. Awesome Tato says, Metal Slug, shout out. Let's go. Enter. But hell yeah, man. Happy birthday, DJ Dirty Yellow. Thanks for being a supporter of the channel for so long, man. It's awesome. But anyways, yeah, I was, so when it comes to these roguelikes and roguelike games, that's always been kind of a word that we hate to hear for VR games. Well, as it turns out, roguelites, I finally get it. Roguelites, Lite. These are kick ass because they feel like regular games with regular campaigns, a little bit shorter. Yes. Sometimes you end up repeating some of the same levels. Yes. But what they do is they throw in these mechanics, these upgrades, these permanent changes where they actually make the gameplay feel different with each playthrough. That's how these end up working right. And that's something that this game does. This game is a roguelite, but it has 4 individual campaigns. So you don't run through all 4 campaigns in one run. No, you run through the first area, then there's a second area, then there's a third area and a fourth area. And they each play like their own little mini campaign. And within those is the permadeath. But you also get upgrades, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of different upgrades things here. I'm actually, I can maybe throw in some additional, let me see if I can get some more footage here of this since I'm still talking about it. Grit and Valor. I'd like to use this gameplay. I don't know. This is not edited footage. So there's going to be a lot of stuff here that might be that might just be a lot of nothing. We'll see. But I want to get some additional gameplay going. But yeah, man, this game, I think, okay, so first of all, the two biggest gripes. My two biggest gripes are some of the polish. Visually, a little bit of the polish still needs a little bit of work. I think it looks good, but I think it could look amazing. Like, I think it really, really could look great, if not amazing. The starting the game is annoying. You have to use a controller to start the game, which is annoying as piss. You have to use a DualSense controller to start the VR mode. I do not like that because I've got a headset on, I've got the orbs, and then I've got a freaking DualSense as well. It's like, you're killing me here. You're killing me, making me do all this. But I've gotten used to it now. They have to fix that though. It's easy to forget about, but it's annoying every single time. So they need to fix that. The other thing is some of the menus. So again, like I was saying, this being a roguelite, and one of the cool things about it is after you do a run, whether you die or you make it to the end, you get a whole bunch of loot, you get a whole bunch of currency and a bunch of rewards. This game is very good about keeping you constantly rewarded and giving you tons of stuff to unlock. I mean, there is a lot of stuff. I love that it's this diesel punk art style. I love that there's mechs in it. That is so freaking cool. This is easily, that I can think of off the top of my head, unless I'm forgetting something, this is easily the best mech game we have, period. Which I love mechs. Yes, it's not a traditional one, kind of, you know, first person in a controlling a mech thing. We'll get there. One day. Oh, you can, by the way, Scott, you can use the orbs. I am using the orbs on this. Also, you want to turn off the hand grabbing thing feature, whatever. Just use the pointers. It's not as immersive, but it's way less clunky. It's way more functional. There's a little bit of haptics. There's not much. I'd say the haptics could be improved. But to me, the biggest issues are starting the game. You got to use a DualSense just to start the game in VR. And then also some of the menu items. After you get this currency, this unlocks, when you're upgrading some of your mech suits. So like there's 9 different mechs you can unlock. And this is all apparent, like when you're in there. So it's not really like a spoiler. You see them, how many there you can unlock. Okay, no, this is a battle right now. I'm just going to blow this back up again so you can kind of see some gameplay while I talk. But there is like a command center, like at the main menu, it's kind of like your base. There's a command center, there's a mech yard, there's a couple other places, lots of stuff to customize stuff. You customize your pilots. Your pilots have special abilities like jumping and crushing enemies or missile drops or healing themselves temporarily. And then all of these pilots can be upgraded. There's additional mechs to unlock. All of the mechs can be upgraded with mech modules, stuff. And I'm talking like within the chest, the arms, the legs, there's like legendary loot. If you're a big fan of loot like I am, there's a bunch of loot to unlock, which is super cool. Like I said, it keeps rewarding you constantly, which feels really, really good when you're playing this game. It's like you're just constantly being rewarded for playing it, which is nice. And then there's also like research center items where you can kind of do these, like you get like challenges like killing 100 enemies with a fire mech or killing 100 enemies with the ballistics mech. And then you get these points and then you use those to do things like upgrade these barriers that make them stronger you can stand behind. So again, this is what I love about hybrid games, is how much content, how much rich content it becomes for a VR game. This game has way more content than a VR only game. Although I will say we also do have Iron Guard, and I'm a big fan of Iron Guard. I don't think Iron Guard has the depth, the art style this has, but Iron Guard has a lot of polish and it does have game length. But like, again, this has bosses, this has art style. Right now, I'm kind of like, this and Iron Guard are kind of even for different reasons. I feel like if this were 100% polished, this would absolutely be the better game. But because this has some rough edges but some better content as well, like I feel like they're kind of even. So at the end of the day, if you like RTS games like I do, you're eating good. Like, go get Iron Guard, get this game. You can get both games. There's the other thing. This game is only $13.99 right now. It's got a launch day discount, launch window discount. So go buy this game while it's on sale. If you want to play it now, do it. If you want to wait for a patch, at least you picked it up while it was on sale. You're like getting it on sale in advance, waiting for that patch, because they will be patching this more. It is very playable. It is very fun. A couple rough edges here and there, but still, I've been absolutely loving this game. I've been liking it. I've been playing this way more than Into Black, honestly. And I like Into Black a lot, but this one has just got its hooks in me and something a little bit different. And it's like, yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I said, maybe it has to do with just being a hybrid game, but it's awesome. Yeah, this game, I would highly, highly recommend it if you're a fan of RTS games. If you're not, then maybe something like Iron Guard, Demio would be better. But branch out a little bit. Try something new. There's so many good games in this library. You're really doing yourself a disservice if you're just trying to stick to every cookie cutter type game that's out there. There's still so many cool games to explore and everything. And Virtual Resistance in the house tonight. What's up, dude? Says the first one took me like 4 hours to beat. Wow. I think it took me, didn't take me that long to beat the first one. It was what was funny was I was kind of just playing it for fun. And like, I was just kind of messing around and I actually ended up getting to the boss. I have made it to the second boss, which that second boss, oh my gosh, she is tough. But because it's a roguelite, because there's permanent progression, you kind of just say, screw it, just go as far as you can go. And then when you die, you get all this stuff to spend and upgrade on your mechs. There's also temporary boosts and buffers, which is like what you're seeing here, for while you're in a run. Probably usually just go with the legendary stuff, if there's a chance. But yeah, man, despite little flaws here and there, I am actually a big fan of this game, and I've been giving tons of feedback to VR Monkey to try and get some more updates for this, which they seem like they have planned. They seems like they pulled the Steam version due to this feedback. So sorry, Steam players. I didn't mean to delay it, but hey, you know what? At the end of the day, you'll thank me later. Everyone that's going to play this on Steam, because you'll get a better game. It's like you guys do it all the time on Steam. You do the early access. You know what that's like. It's not always fun being a game tester. Like, you don't always want to do that, but I just really, care and want the best we can get. And so like, yeah, I don't mind going out of the way to give this feedback because it helps. It helps everybody in the end, me myself included. What's up, Rob, Axel? This is Grit and Valor 1949. But yeah, if you get your ass kicked, that's the cool thing. You got a bunch of money to spend and you upgrade your guys and then you're like way stronger. I'm kind of actually replaying the first levels, the first map over and over and just building up, getting stronger and stronger. You can do all the maps have a nice little spread of like, choices to make and places to go as well. But yeah, man, super cool stuff. I give a big thumbs up to Grit and Valor while it's on sale now. Turn off the hand mode thing. It's only from the main menu. It's like the hand option, hand grab options. Turn that off. Use the pointers. They need to fix some of the stuff, like in some of the menus. It's kind of hard to see some of the upgrades that you're using, so it's kind of annoying. But you can work around it. But it's just kind of like, yeah, these are the areas where I wish it was a little bit more polished. And once you play for a while, you kind of like get used to it visually as well. So, but yeah, man, both Into Black and Grit and Valor, both of these I would recommend. These are pretty solid games. Really, really good for indie games. And yeah, I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to be playing more. I'm definitely going to play Grit and Valor more. But I think it's going to be time to maybe jump into some No Man's Sky when I get a chance. Coming up, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. I got to choose wisely. I got to choose wisely. I do want to build a really cool like ship or mech or something. Now I want to build a mech in No Man's Sky. A multiplayer mech. That would be pretty cool. I want to do that if I can. That probably takes some time though. I want to explore some of the new things. Oh, no, okay. Priority, skydiving in No Man's Sky. Got to go skydiving in No Man's Sky. Absolutely going to be a priority of mine. If I get the extra time, then I want to build a giant mech, multiplayer mech for all of us to hang out on. Got the PSVR stuff coming up that I want to check with or check out. The eye track stuff, want to run some benchmark tests, see how that works with UEVR, because that's the biggest one that can have the biggest advantage for me, is increasing any performance you can get on these these big ass AAA games would go a long way. I want to explore the eye tracking on PSVR 2 on PC. Yeah, check out the Luminous Arise demo. Highly recommend that. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's a 2-hour show. I mean, I guess we're making up for some lost time. This weekend, I'm planning to have the first big video out that I'm working on. And then I've got a smaller one. And then that PSVR eye tracking stuff's going to begin. And then, yeah, trying to squeeze in some Aces of Thunder at some point for you guys as well. So yeah, other than that, one cool thing that I got to do while I was sick was I watched a lot of TV shows, and little update on how that's going. But first, Sal, my dude, thank you so much. Using streamlabs.com to tip. All that goes directly to me, so I appreciate you, man. It says for the Double Rainbow Fund. Oh, I see. That's what this is all about. Everybody wants me to get a pro so that I run in there and just double rainbow. But you know what? Here's the God's honest truth, man. That is my genuine reaction. Like, I don't script that. I actually feel bad. Like, I try to hold back how many times I say, oh my God, and how amazing No Man's Sky looks. Like, I'm like worried that it's annoying, but I'm so glad that everybody enjoys it. And it's my genuine reaction. I'm not doing that just trying to, make a quick reaction video for YouTube reasons or whatever. It's like, no, I love this game, and it really blows my mind every single time. I told you earlier, I showed you, there's stuff that I had never seen before. Some flora that I've never seen before in No Man's Sky, and just the landscapes, all the mountains. I'm just glad that, if this PS5 Pro thing is actually going to be a thing, I'm just glad that freaking No Man's Sky is going to be there, because without it, I'm like, listen, there's just not enough reason. There's not enough reason. No Man's Sky is the only thing that is like, yes, like, look, I think it looks great on a base PS5, but yeah, it's been a little overcooked and stuffed with things now, where it's like, it's chugging a little bit here and there. It's shimmery a little bit. They've added so much detail that it needs a little boost. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited about what this PSSR, the potential. Like I said, I'm more into that for resolution, AI for resolution than I am frame rate. Frame rate, you want native frame rate as much as possible. Use DFR with native frame rate, but hell yeah, use that AI for some resolution, aliasing, whatever. Clean up the image clarity. That's a really good use of it that doesn't take away from stuff. I know some people, they like the shimmeriness and sharper sometimes. I like a balance of both though. I am team smooth, and I am team have the resolution look very smooth and clear. All right, so I was gonna just quickly wrap it up, but I do want to. I guess we'll get a couple questions here and there, a couple things. Tell you about my TV adventures real quick to wrap up the show. LWM McQuaid, the Cunning Cat. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a long ass time. It says you've inspired me to jump back in. It's been a while. Gosh, now Brian's got me doing it. Please help me, God. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I jumped in last night and I was having a lot of fun. I did not want to stop. I did not want to stop playing No Man's Sky, and gosh, I could play that game forever. It's my forever game. It literally is. I can literally just chill in space next to my freighter over a planet, just looking at the stars, looking at the like ships flying by, the asteroid fields. Like I can just sit there and soak that shit up, man. And it's like, it's so cool. It's so amazing. What up, Durbin Brown? Once I learned not to use hands and how to pause the game, it was on like Donkey Kong. He's talking about, he says, you love this game. I guess you're talking about Grit and Valor, right? Yeah. I am loving Grit and Valor. Like I said, I've been playing it more than Into Black. Into Black's, to me, definitely a bigger game for probably most people. Here's the main menu yard with like the unlocks and the things, and you can see some of the menu stuff's kind of cut off, but quick update. So what I'm going to do tonight, ladies and gents, I am going to finish Twisted Metal Season 2. It's been a rough go. The first season of Twisted Metal, I thought it was dumb and funny. The majority of this of Season 2 has just been dumb and not funny, and that's been hurting it for me. But there's little things here and there, these moments that I appreciate. The Alien Earth. I have an update on that as well. It's not going well. Listen, I don't know if I was just distracted by the shiny objects of the first episode. There's some things that I really like about Alien Earth, but there's a lot of filler. This is what I hate about TV shows. This is why I've been against TV shows my entire life, because they put so much filler. And there's stuff in Alien Earth that I absolutely loved. I love it visually. I liked the setup. I liked the initial setup. Some of the characters, Timothy Olyphant with his weird ass bleached hair, and he looks like a damn robot. And I love what they're doing with this whole the moral or the moral themes or whatever of putting a consciousness into a robot. And is it an AI that thinks it's human, or what is it? I like some of the themes. I love some of the setup. I love some of the I do love some of the moments. There's interesting things. Chinatown Tea. I won't spoil any more. Then I'll be very careful. I won't. Yeah, you just got to give it a shot. I mean, it seems like I was really, really impressed with the first episode, and I liked what they were setting up, but they didn't do anything with it. And it's all like, I don't want to see sessions of them sitting there telling androids where babies come from. I don't need to see that. That's something you could have, that could be off screen, or you could have that in a flashback and do that. It's just kind of wasting time. I feel like I just don't like filler, but it does have these really cool moments. It does have these really, really cool moments, some interesting moments. I like kind of what they're doing with the aliens, and there's more than just xenomorphs, and I'm interested to see kind of exploring that. I think that's pretty cool. But man, I'm like, where's the Marines? Like, where are the Marines and where are the smart people? Because nobody's making like I don't know. There's a couple here and there, but most of them are not. Yeah. Yeah, it's not turning like I was really excited at first, but it is not. Unfortunately, it's not turning out as good as I had hoped. But listen, there are some. I'm still gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish Twisted Metal. I'm gonna finish Alien Earth because there are things here and there I like, and I'm huge fans of these franchises. I'll tell you what has surprised me though. One, I finally started Dexter Resurrection, which I was a big fan of. Dexter Resurrection or Dexter, the first 3-4 seasons. I was a big fan, and then it kind of fell off, and I stopped watching it beyond like 4 or 5. But Dexter Resurrection has been freaking awesome. A return to form of that show. So if you haven't watched it, watch Dexter seasons 1 through 3, maybe 4. Skip the rest and then just watch Dexter Resurrection from the recap. Holy hell. Super good. And another thing, somebody last week, I don't remember who it was, but when we were talking about, because the end of interactive chats have just turned, or they've all turned into TV shows, TV show discussions. I don't know how this happened, but that's okay. Foundation. Somebody mentioned Foundation, and I was like, oh yeah. Like, I loved season 1. Season 2 fell off a little bit for me. It ended in epic proportion. It ended with like some epic shit though, and I was like, holy hell. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And then somebody mentioned, ooh, I love to hear that, Sal. This is episode 11. Ooh, very, very soon. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm going to watch those finales. Foundation, which also you should read the books. It's a lot of space politics, but it's like really good the entire time. Really clever. Season 3 has been pretty good. Like really good actually so far. Chrome Colossus' Foundation rocks. Yeah. Season 3 has been pretty awesome. They introduce a lot of new characters, and I really like a lot of the new characters. There's a thing like with the mule that I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that just yet. I hope there's like a good explanation. Awesome Tatum says, read books. How dare you, sir? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, man. I'll tell you. Yeah. I've read the first Foundation book. I'd like to read, there's 3, I think. I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo right now. What a terrible idea. I've made a horrible mistake. It's like a 1,500 page book, the unabridged version. It's really good, but it's so long. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man, there's some good ass books out there. And if you don't have time to sit down and read stuff, get the audiobooks, man. Get Audible. There's Audible's definitely worth it. I switch between Audible and like physical books, and get Libby app, which will let you like check out stuff from your libraries, your local libraries. There's a lot of cool shit, man. There's a lot of cool shit. Don't miss out. Grandpa Barbecues has read the Foundation books like 50 years ago. They hold up surprisingly well too. Foundation has probably been one of the best, like top 5, top 3, maybe sci-fi books I've ever read. And I was late to the party on those. And it's still better than most of the other sci-fi stuff I've read. Yeah, there's Journey to Foundation. I never finished that either. But yeah, the season 3 show, really, really good. So gonna finish Twisted Metal tonight, like right now. I'm gonna stick with Alien Earth, but it's gonna probably end up disappointing. And then Foundation, Dexter Resurrection, awesome. I also watched the movie F1, which was fun. It was really good. I watched it with the big screen TV and the speakers, and I really enjoyed F1. And I also really enjoyed like the Gran Turismo movie. There's something, it made me want to play Gran Turismo after watching F1. I'm like, man, I need to learn how to drive these damn formula cars. They're so difficult. I have I'm sure it's just maybe a practice thing, but I haven't had a lot of practice with them, and it is hard. I have no idea how to drive these F1 cars. But I don't have any time, but I need to find some time. I need to find some time to play Gran Turismo because I just keep thinking about it. Yep. You're welcome, Sal. Hey, dude, it's good. It's really, really good. And it's on like episode 8 already, 8 or 9. So there's a lot of episodes already to watch. Blue Chew says the Count of Monte Cristo was so good. Long AF, but it gets good. Yeah. I'm in kind of the middle right now where it's kind of like, it's just dragging, but it's never like boring, but it is just like, it's a marathon. It's an endurance test. Salvador says F1 is the best superhero movie out this year. Oh, that's funny. It is kind of like a superhero movie. I do love, when I was watching F1, it was fun seeing the tracks that are in Gran Turismo. And I was like, you've got that Leonardo DiCaprio where he's got like he's like, I was like, ooh, Daytona. like I was like, oh, I know that turn. I'm really like, I've wiped out there too. or like, I know that turn. Like, of course they crashed there. Everybody always crashes there playing Gran Turismo. It was good though. I would recommend it. It's obviously a fictional story. It's a feel good movie. It's fake AF. Lewis Hamilton would smoke Brad Pitt in a real F1 race. But it was still pretty good. Never played multiplayer in Gran Turismo. It's good. It's a lot of fun. There's I like that they have like they label all the races really well where it's like, hey, if you just want to mess around, hey, if you like really want to be serious, or hey, here's a kart race, have some fun. And they're really good about it. The multiplayer support is really great. Mark Yu says, I don't have the attention span for reading, and audiobooks I end up just having to rewind a bunch. Get some easier books, man. Quit reading all this hard shit. Yeah, read something a little bit more simple, straightforward. Not something you're gonna want to like look up definitions every 5 seconds. GT7 is good in the Sunday meetup. Yeah, GT7 is always jam-packed. So make sure you join our Discord. All right. Well, shit, guys. Exciting times. Like I said, Saturday, I'm going to be working really, really hard to get a video finished. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff I'm getting back to. I've been working on a bunch of stuff. A lot of stuff got delayed because I was sick and I was in bed for like 7 days straight. It was a really bad illness. It was tough, but I feel good now. I'm good to go. Yeah, man, I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there. But I've got some awesome scripts, some awesome lists that I'm really excited about. I feel really good about them. Some of the videos are already started editing wise. My top list, like I said, and then I've got Monday off as well. It's a holiday. It's Labor Day weekend. So I hope to get some extra stuff in. I really want to do some streams, but I also really want to get these videos out that I promised because y'all have been waiting very patiently. But But yeah, man, just stay tuned, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you've had a wonderful week so far. I hope you continue to have a wonderful Friday and weekend. Lots of gaming goodness. Check out Grit and Valor. Check out Into Black if they look like something you'd be into. Check out No Man's Sky. Lots of cool shit happening. And yeah, man, I'm going to be working on some videos, watching some TV, all sorts of stuff, man. But thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming, shooting the shit. This was a long show, longer than usual, but it was worth it every second. Wow. Thank you to those who go to patreon.com/PSVR Underground. Support me for $1 or more each month. It helps so much. Thank you guys so freaking much. It really, really helps. And I want to keep more content on there. I want to get more content going on there, more giveaways, reviews, written reviews, whatever I can squeeze in there, early previews, anything I could think of. Thank you to everybody who donated today, man. Dead Ringer dropping the 100, Awesome Tatum, Sal, Grandpa Barbecuer, Pietrek F, Dead Ringer, Alahembe, all of you for your support for the PS5 Pro Fund that I have no choice anymore. I have no say in the matter at this point. So we'll just see how it goes. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll either hit it in donations or hopefully there's a Black Friday sale. It's not that much farther from, maybe there'll be a holiday sale for a PS5 Pro. But yeah, man, PSSR, back in the PSSR. I'm going to be doing that to Brian every Gamescast till he loses his mind. Mad_vegan. I was just saving the best for last. Okay. I was just, why didn't you show up on my thing here? You know what? I blame Streamlabs. It's not my fault, Mad Vegan. Game Gato. All of you, man. Appreciate you guys' support. All right. Well, let's get out of here. You guys know the drill. I'm going to go finish Twisted Metal. And then this weekend, going to get to work on finishing some videos. So expect some video drops no later than Monday, probably. That's going to be a good one. But I'll see you all later. Have a wonderful night. Thank you. I love y'all. See you again soon. Let's get out of here with some metal. Mad Vegan. DJ Dirty Yellow. Happy birthday, dude. Big 4-0. Salvador. Geisson, fist bump to you. Chrome to the dome, Colossus. Very nice. Very nice. Glad I was able to help you get some work done on your dreams. Play more dreams, everybody. I want to go back and play some PSVR 1 games like some people are doing. Absolutely. Dead Ringer. Good night. Silver Nexus. Thank you so much, my dude. Says take care, be merry, and game on PSVR Underground. Chinatown D, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Blue Jew, the Underground Game Catalytic Game Squad in the house. Grandpa Barbecuer. That actually makes me want barbecue now. Maybe I'll treat myself tomorrow. Rob Axel, what's up, dude? Been playing Smash Drums on Expert. Holy crap. Yep, that'll do it. Really fun game, though. Love Smash Drums. The Virtual Resistance. Scott, PSVR Game Cat for life. Thanks so much, man. Get some sleep. Hope you're sleeping well. Dreaming of a PSVR Pro, a PSVR 3, and a PS6. You had me at Metal Slug. I would too. That's dirty true. It's more Command and Conquer. Just so you know. Awesome, Tatum. Thanks so much, man. All right.